Here, and the conversation will revolve around trading in some form or fashion. So just know that trading involves risk. Know what you're doing before you do it. All right. Hey, how you guys doing today? Okay, so it is Thursday, September 21st. So I have a question for you. What was the picture in your head when you made the decision to start trading? Was it, hey, this will make a great side opportunity, make a few extra bucks? Or was there something more? I know I've kind of been on this kick the last few days, but I truly want to know. I know when I first started trading 25 years ago, when I had that massive issue, it didn't take long before, in my head, my life was trading. And there was so much abundance. And I hadn't even thought about that in a long time. I think that since then, that picture has faded significantly. God, I didn't even think about that until I started going live. You know, this was not a planned move. Sometimes that happens. So every attempt that I've had to move into trading since then has had trading be a side income. When I tried to do this, oh God, what was it? 2015? 2016 maybe? I was in the midst of a really disgustingly expensive divorce custody battle. And it really was about making some side income. It never even occurred to me that at some point I might want to make this my full-time income. And even when I started this year, that was really never a thought in my mind. As I sit here now and I actually take some time to consider it, I don't think that trading will ever be my primary source of income. But not for the same reasons as before. I think that my hesitation to even conceive of this stemmed from how devastatingly disappointing it was from the first time that I experienced that thought. So if you haven't gone through much of my stuff and you don't know what I'm talking about, 25 years ago, my dad passed away. He had a trading system that I learned, and it went really well for a little while. And I basically took my mother's savings after at least a little bit of paper trading and took about 100 grand up to almost 700 grand and then lost all of it. And then we refinanced her house and I lost all of that too. So from top to bottom, it was almost $1 million loss. I was 24 years old at the time. I was grieving. My mother was grieving. I was young enough to not necessarily have been banking on that, but I financially destroyed my mother months after being widowed, and she was all of 52, I think, at the time. She's good now, by the way. But there was just something about those thoughts that I had at that point were so strong and so powerful because there was literally, well, not literally, money in the bank. There was literally money in the trading account. That was absolutely life-changing. We never took a dime of it out, but there were these moments where there was just so much clarity and so much reality to the fact that my life had completely changed financially speaking, and trading was the answer. And there was a part of me that just at that point just assumed that that would always be the case. That was it. We'd hit the lottery, so to speak. And I have avoided even the thought of it really until this moment. So the reason that I say for me that I don't think that will ever be the case for me is because I have a much deeper sense of purpose in the work that I will be doing with men initially in the world of trading. I don't think that that's always going to revolve around trading, but there is just so much here I think that's available to me by being in this space and working with traders, that it's very, very exciting to me, but I think that at some point it will outgrow the trading world. That said, I think that that's one of the reasons that I have been very cavalier, if you will, about my trading, and why I haven't necessarily progressed at the level that I feel like I should, right? In fact, it's still very frustrating to me that I haven't progressed even further, although when I take a look at things, it's been 8.5 months. Is that about right? Yeah. Well, yeah, about 8.5 months. For somebody with no baggage, that's not necessarily a reasonable time frame to expect a whole heck of a lot. This is definitely a process that takes some time, takes some learning, takes some growth, takes some development, in a whole lot of areas, not just learning how to enter and exit trades. So I think that I'm being a little bit hard on myself when I get frustrated, but that frustration turns into bad decisions, it turns into melting down, blowing up, all of these things. And so when I started going down the road of operating as a coach, which I'm deeply trained in, but doing it with traders, I felt inadequate and insecure about coaching traders because my trading hasn't been picture perfect. And so there was a feeling of inadequacy, and I allowed that feeling of inadequacy to slow me down on this process, on this path. But I am so deeply connected to this sense of purpose that while I love trading and while I see just these massive unlimited opportunities within the world of trading, I just don't see it as my end-all be-all. Now, that's me. There was a time where I would have said very, very different, obviously, as I've just expressed. So, where are you on that? What was the picture that you had when you first started trading? Did you have this plan of working 90 minutes a day and jet setting around the world and working from a laptop? And do you still feel that way? And if you don't, is it because you've given up, or is it because you have found a deeper sense of purpose? So I'm curious. Shoot me a comment, shoot me a DM, message me. You can email me at support@GAC Trading Pro if you prefer to keep it much more off of social media, whatever works for you. But let me know where you are. Let me know what your picture was, and if it's still the same. And if you have a good sense of why. Anyway, that's my dose of questioning for the day. Not a whole lot of wisdom in that one, other than maybe a little bit of story. So anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys following along and playing along. And for those of you guys who have sent me a couple of messages here and there, thank you. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. If you are in a space where you are considering making that transition out of your traditional job or small business or whatever, into primarily functioning as a trader, my trading may not be where yours is, but I have made this plunge. In fact, I haven't had a typical W-2 1099 job in over a decade, if not longer. So this is definitely something that I am familiar with and I know a little something about, and am just honored to be able to have the opportunity to share with you guys. So let me know where you are. If this is something that you want to have a deeper conversation about, we can have a no pressure, no whatever conversation. And if what I'm doing sounds like it might be a good fit for you, then we can consider moving forward. If it's not, no harm, no foul, and I assure you, you'll get some value from the conversation one way or another. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I'm about to jump into a 9-hour training, so wish me luck. I still have some items on my to-do list, but I'll get to them hopefully at lunch. and not have to play makeup over the course of the weekend. But anyway, as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. God bless. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow.